Hey everybody, it's Jonny Bowden, and today I want to answer the question, what do I do about pain and walking? Now, it may be that because the gyms are closed, or people have had to change their lifestyle a lot, maybe people are walking more, which is great, but we're getting an awful lot of questions about pain and walking and related questions like pain from standing and just in general, joint pain and stiffness and questions along those lines. And a lot of them are linked to how much of this is inevitable. Is it middle age? Is it aging? What can I do about it? Is any of it in my control? And those are great questions. I want to be very transparent with you. I have been blessed, and believe me, I know it's a blessing because I play with people a lot older than me, and none of them have been blessed this way. But I have been blessed to not have had knee pain or back pain, or really any major kind of pain in those areas. But I have had shoulder pain. So I'm going to tell you about my experience with shoulder pain, which is not the same as your experience, but it's related. And I'm going to tell you how I dealt with it and what we might be able to transpose to the situation involving walking. And I want to be sure that everyone understands from the beginning that I am not in any way minimizing how people feel about their pain and how they experience it and how limiting it can be and how disruptive of their lifestyle and all the other stuff that goes with it. I am not in any way diminishing that. But what I'm going to tell you today will incorporate a respect for that and at the same time offer some possibilities that it may not have to be that way. So, my shoulder pain started maybe 4 years ago. And I am a competitive tennis player who takes tennis very seriously. And I play every day, 6 days a week, sometimes twice a day. And my shoulder was not up to the task. And at first I thought it was a pulled muscle. At first I just couldn't quite get the serve motion to go because it was stiff and it was painful. And that pain increased in my everyday activities, so that like putting dishes, into the cupboard or feeding the fish or doing anything where I had to reach with my right hand like that was not possible. I could get it up to like there. Can you see that? Yeah. And that's really it. Which, as you can imagine, wasn't good for my tennis game. So I decided to see a doctor. And I go to a shoulder specialist, well known in the tennis community, great, sports guy. And he takes some x-rays and he says, dude, there's no cartilage in your right shoulder. You have severe arthritis. Arthritis apparently is diagnosed in mild, moderate, and severe, just like many other things, and this is severe. There's zero cartilage. That's it. It's bone on bone. You ain't playing tennis. So, and I wasn't a candidate for surgery and stem cells and all that stuff, and I went through all that. I now play tennis every day, sometimes twice a day, pain-free. I might have a twinge once in a while, and I have pretty much use. I'm not lifting weights, but I have pretty much use of that shoulder. It took a couple of years, and I think some of what happened for me might be useful when we talk about muscle pain and joint pain and cartilage wear and just the inevitability of aging. And it might be useful to some of the people who are asking questions about walking in pain. So, what I did, first of all, was physical therapy. And I did it religiously. In the first 6 months to a year, it was 20 to 30 minutes twice a day, plus icing, plus stretching. I took it seriously. I wanted to rehab the shoulder as best as it could be without cartilage, if that was possible. I also designed a supplement program to support joint health. And I've been on my own program of supplementation. And I don't want this to be about what supplements to buy. I just want you to know that there are supplements out there that can help with joint and cartilage and muscle pains and wear and tear and inflammation and all the other stuff that goes with it that makes it so painful to do whatever the activity is that you're doing. And I did that, and I also readjusted some mental things. Like, for example, I became a two-handed player. And I also realized I was not going to be club champion. And I accepted that. And I learned to play a really good game of two-handed doubles. So I'm a good doubles player. I don't play singles anymore because I have to chase the ball and do stuff with my right hand that I'm probably not going to be able to do very effectively. But by adjusting my expectations, I am now able to play the sport that I absolutely love, and I play it pain-free, and I do it every day. I tell you that story because there is a lot of room for how we deal with the quote-unquote inevitable wearing down of our bodies. Within that realm of inevitable, there's a very, very big range. Sure, inevitably a car will mechanically wear out, but the difference between one that you drive to the ground, through the ground, and one that you lovingly care for 40 years, very different amount of time before they start to wear down. And I think it's the same with our joints and our cartilage and our mental acuity and just about everything else in life. So I say this to you because there is a huge component of pain that has to do with how you see it. And I always love to tell the story of this amazing study, classic study in psychology, called Aging Backwards study by Ellen Langner at Harvard. And she took these kind of old guys who were all like, they just weren't walking very good anymore, and they, by all objective means, were really aging not very well. And she took them for a week up to a cabin that had been specially outfitted to look exactly like time had stopped in the 1960s when these guys were in their prime. So they had black and white television sets, and they had newsreels running, and they had the shows from that period, and they had posters of athletic events from that period, and they basically recreated this time capsule. When the week was up, they had objective measurements made of gait, posture, how tall they stood, strength, whether they could carry their own suitcases or not, as opposed to when they had first gotten on the bus to go to the cabin. And in every one of these metrics, these people literally were acting and feeling like they were 10, 20 years younger or more. It didn't erase everything, obviously. But within that window of possibility, it made them a lot stronger, healthier, and much more pain-free. And I mention this not to say that pain is in your mind, but to say that there is an element of how you look at it. How much you accept, how much you're willing to accept, and how much you are willing to do to change, but you can't change. That really does affect how you experience pain, whether it's a limitation, whether it's a minor inconvenience, or maybe in some cases, I was fortunate enough to be able to say, it's not even there. Those are the possibilities. So no, you don't have to live with that. And the more healthy your own body is, the better your diet is, the better your immune system is, the better your joints, cartilage, and muscles are. And if you take care of them with the right diet and the right supplements and the right therapies, you can build that strength back up so that pain, if not completely eliminated, can be significantly diminished. This is Jonny Bowden. If you like this video, hit the like button.